Hello there.
Hello.
Uh, what's up? This
What's
is Art
up, dog?
Bros.
Yes.
another Art Bros. We we've been doing them pretty regularly. We didn't miss a week for a while now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
over the holidays it was just so crazy between the holidays and then like I think I was getting sick or so I forget what was happening, but I canceled like every other week for a minute.
You were a stunt double for the propaganda for Russia propaganda films.
Yeah, dude, they had to call me. They called me a couple times, and you know those KGBers, dude, they're scary. They're still using the same prisons over there. Uh,
You
so,
look like Putin's son went to a Sonic the Hedgehog convention.
dude, I need to do a good. I need to get a good impression of him. Maybe I can be him for Halloween.
Oh,
If I can tuck my chin in.
I have oh, that's actually real good. Screenshot that someone. Well, it's on
Someone,
record anyway. All right.
I know.
But I got little latrine spray or lavatory spray
Hmm,
that is Vladimir Putin,
Chin. Hmm.
P-O-O-10,
Is
and
it in
it's
a
not.
tin or is that just like a
No, it's
not?
just like what it
It's not a
says on
double
it.
pump.
But yeah, it's like poopery, but
Hmm.
it's hilarious.
Yeah, that's
I
great.
found
Where'd you
it.
see that? Spencer's? You been in a mall recently?
No, 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 no. It
Oh, I bring
was,
up Spencer's, but Spencer's is so like ex like Comicsgate and Spencer's and that whole debacle. Speaking of, I need to get those guys on for another stream for the long shots because I do want to back it because it's funny enough. I don't think I backed any of the books in the long shot, so it's like the best deal ever. I didn't double back at all, so
I'm
I'm
sure
looking
about
forward to getting.
Spencer's the mall store.
Well, Spencer's. Well, I was saying Spencer's the mall store because you are. We're talking about weird Putin
Okay. I
potpourri.
just wanted to make sure there wasn't some hot topic versus Spencer's mall war, and somehow that involved Comics Gate. I was like, whoa,
No,
whoa.
but there is a big debacle. Well, we can get into it later.
All right,
Before we get too far, let's
we're
check the
here.
chat. We haven't talked to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
chat at all.
yeah.
I know we have some people, and I only want to address Amherst, and then I'll let you take over. Amherst is here, a long time rival and fan. Amorous says, "Hey Joe, remember you're a dummy." I appreciate every time you come in here and give me a nice nag. I count it as a compliment. I don't
I
know. I don't
mean,
care.
here's the more underhanded of it. Like Moe's burns and Noah's burns, some of their
Mm.
burns, they take some creativity, some actual thought has gone into them. They put effort into them. Amorous is just
Hmm.
like, hey, what's up? You're dumb.
But I
No,
love how it's.
that's
I love
great.
how it's just like
No, that's what I mean. It's low
nonchalantly.
effort. It's awesome.
Right. It's
Yeah.
the exact opposite, and it has a great effect. So we
hmm
appreciate you being here. Who else is up in the chat, Jerm?
We got Shadow Hog Backs. What's up, sir? What's up? We got Christophus Fiscus. We got Steven Delavega. What's up? What's up? What's up, Cole man? How you doing? Dollar coins.
Dude,
Yes.
dollar coins is the first time we've seen dollar coins up in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Yeah.
Welcome.
What's up? Yeah, virtual
Dollar
hug.
coins.
All right. Being hugged by
Well,
coins. That
it is odd that poop is in poopery, like the word.
yeah.
At least
Well,
phonetically.
it's potpourri, but
Yeah, I know, but you can
the
say poopery
poop.
if you want to be like an ignorant fool. I'm not calling Chris Fisk an ignorant fool. Maybe me.
You ignorant fool.
Ignorant. Uh, good stuff. So yeah, Joe shaved. The problem was I was looking like 40 years old with my beard on, and it's just better to be young when you're kind of on the
What
borderline of.
you and Sherry were out the grocery store and someone said, "Hey, is that your daughter?" Is like, did that happen or something?
No, it was mostly just like me and her thinking about it. Like she thought it, I thought it. I mean, actually, I probably didn't get carded. I didn't notice it, but I probably didn't get carded for the whole
mm,
time I had the beard.
mm.
Um, but it's just patchy. If it was like more evenly salt and peppered around, I'd probably do it.
Yeah, right now it's
But
all
it's just like,
Rorschach, but yeah.
yeah, it looked a little. We'll just say it looked a little ugly, especially for an artist. Can't have just you know. We'll leave it at that. But good to have all you guys here. We got a sweet book, and this is the first time we're talking to this creator. We only have one member. We got the writer hashtag just a writer, but maybe he's not just a writer. I actually don't know. Anyway, Noah shows up. What's up?
What's up, Noah?
Did you mention Noah before, or did he just pop in?
I mentioned him before. It's kind of like Beetlejuice, except you only have to say his name once.
Oh, okay. It's just that annoying. Okay. Joe's name tag should be just the baby face bruh. Yeah, well, dude, it is funny. It's like, I don't know. You might be called anti-ironic freaking Noah. I don't know. Because you usually nag me on like being too young, which is funny. So Chris Fisk says, there sure was a lot of more salt and pepper in that beard. More salt than pepper. Yeah, that was the problem. The salt was, we would have had to fire a cook if it was a food. Anyway, let's get Cody up in here. We got Cody from Ironverse Comics bringing us Jack Irons, which, Jesus, guys, it looks great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Howdy, folks.
How you doing? Howdy. Where are you from with that howdy intro?
Well, besides it being part of the branding, right? I'm from the mountains of northern New Mexico, so I'm up in the southern Rockies, so southwest for sure, but not full on. We got caballeros here, not so much cowboys.
His aura is turquoise.
I'll take it. Yes,
I see the native style blanket in the back there.
Yes, indeed.
What do they call those? What is the?
It depends on the tribe, but most of them are just like colloquially called Navajo blankets around here. But they come from a bunch of different tribes, so it really depends. This one I think was Navajo, to be fair.
Heck yeah. Noah says you're clearly from the '90s, maybe
true.
Time traveling.
Very true. It's true. It's true.
Back in the better days.
Wait, back in my day.
I know it'd be really funny to jump forward a little bit and just see what the '90s kids are really like.
Before your cell phone had Flappy Bird.
I know. Back in my day, my parents could fill gallons of water, and we could
2 miles uphill, both ways.
Yeah. So
strangle little brother with the phone cord. What's a phone cord?
I was gonna say we all have a country-ish background because me and Jeremy's tried and true Kentucky. Me, I'm a little bit of everything, but I did grow up in my formative years in Kentucky, so we have a little country in us. We like to say y'all quite a bit. We say that. And so it's good to see you say howdy. And so with your book, it seems like with the cowboy aesthetic, even though it's not all the way cowboy, it's not really. You wouldn't call it. You don't. From what I've read, it doesn't seem like it's written like a Western.
It is an immortal on a dead man's walk, to be fair, and dead man's walk is kind of key to the Western tropes. But what it is, and it's a lot, right? It's a post-apocalyptic science fiction fantasy Western, right? So it's a whole lot of melding of genres, and I tend to use them for very specific purposes and for very specific ideas and communications. So the Western trope is in there and it's strong, but it's there for a reason, and it's not really it's the thing people will latch on to, but once you get into it, like you're saying, it's a lot more than that.
Yeah, I didn't want to like throw it in a box. I hate doing that, but like I said, I only read the first issue, and with the first issue, it's very I would say it's definitely covering a lot of the bases, trying to get you as much info as possible and get you up to speed. That's just how first issues go. But I really do dig the aesthetic. I know Jeremy didn't get to. My fault for not getting him that. However, I'm from Kentucky, dude. What do you expect? So Chris Fisk also says, "Love me some genre fusion." That's right.
Yeah.
Korean barbecue. What's the Korean fusion? Is that what the What's the most popular fusion dishes out there? I don't know.
Hmm.
I
I
think
don't know.
I
I'm a
haven't
simple
eaten,
man.
so everything's food right now. I don't know why. Okay, so we have this book. When did you start making jack irons?
So Jack Irons as like an idea just stated like it was basically a I hate using the term coping mechanism, but it kind of really was. Art can tend to be that for a lot of people.
Mhm.
From going from childhood to adulthood, and then all the weight and understanding that can come with that. So all the history, all of what it means to be a person, kind of weighing down on a very young person. And so I was exploring those tropes through a genre and a medium that I really appreciated, and just trying to check it out, figure it out, and been doing that for about 16 years at this point. It didn't become more of a comic thing till about 7 years ago, and then we didn't hit print till about 4 years ago. So it's been a long, long road to delivering you folks Galactic Armageddon, but it's been a hell of a trip, and I've been so privileged to do it.
Yeah, and it
It
is a trip.
shows. It shows.
I feel like a trip is a good way to put it because it's very much. I mean, he rides a motorcycle, which my
Mhm.
book is about motorcycles, and I'm all for things of that nature. Let me pull up the screen. Jeremy's got it up here. Let me
Hold
pull it
on.
up.
Yep.
And so we're on number 4. So that means you probably put out one every year or so. Is that fair to say?
About every year. So I had number one done for a good chunk of time, and nobody really knows how to get into comics. And then the number one tip I always got, which when you're starting out doesn't sound very right, but the way to break into comics is to make comics. And
Mhm.
so for a while, I was trying to figure out what the hell that meant. It took a bit of time, and eventually I had a little bit of leverage and a little bit of maybe divine providence, and I met the right artist at the right time through a bunch of weird journey getting there. And
Mm-hmm.
once we had the line art done, I kind of did the whole publisher circle, and that was a grind that was very much worth taking, because it put me in my place in terms of knowing what I need to do to get this project done and how I need to do it, because you ain't getting help doing something crazy is what we're doing. And so we ended up, I joined social media. I hopped on that crazy circus, and was able to point folks to a work in a finished line art, very poorly lettered issue. In my case, I did the lettering first off, and it was black and white. Eventually, a letterer found us and was like, "Yeah, I love this. This lettering is terrible. Please let me letter it." And so we did that, and then we had that version for a while, and then I ran a crowdfunder with that, and then that crowdfunder attracted a whole bunch of different attention. We found our first colors for issue number 1 on that. We found another letterer, because that other letterer had to step away from the project. We found our publisher, Wicked Publishing, and we found our audience and our foothold, and we're able to get issue 1 and issue 2 printed and shipped internationally. So we had it was a heck of a ride, that first campaign, and basically all of our campaigns have been.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I bet. The
That's
publishing
good.
probably circuit was tough. I've done a little bit of that when I didn't really know, like I said, I didn't really know crowdfunding was really an option. And I think it slowly became more and more of an option, from 2012 to 2020. So, yeah, through all that, I figured it out. But you're right. I do feel like the pitching process is an educational one, to say the least. It can be disastrous sometimes if you're not ready. Um,
Yeah.
Luckily, I didn't have to do it very much. But anyway, Steven says, you look like multiple people I know from metal bands. Do
I'll
you
take
play
it.
music?
I'll take it. I was
Yeah.
a metal bassist in my teenage years for a good 7 years or so. So I definitely have that still in me, and it's in our work, honestly.
Dang. All right. Totally off topic, but not really, because we do see some motorcycle in this Jack Irons. I have a 3D print of my motorcycle for Star Circuit. We'll show it off later. Yeah, totally off topic, but the bike came in, just open it. It's perfect. That is what I like to hear, because I think the biggest struggle was getting it to people. I think it
Yeah.
looks great as long as they got it there, because this first run of bikes, we didn't have it vacuum sealed or maybe built in the most optimal way. But it looks great and it feels good once you have it. It's just getting it to you. So I'm glad it got there perfect. It's still up on Indiegogo if anybody's interested,
We
by the
need
way.
paint jobs. I've done one on a smaller version that Joe's got, but we need
Indeed.
more paint jobs.
And I could show that off.
Start getting
later.
those in, guys.
For sure.
Oh, it's not that great. It looks just like your bike. It's not a big a deal. I want people to start getting gnarly with it, like the Gundam models. Start like
Gundam models
lights
and really
and stuff too.
Go off on it. Yeah, it's a good idea. I almost want to do my own, but there's so much more to do just making the next book that I'm like, I think I'd rather have the next book than painting my own bike.
Of course. It's a hobby thing, dude.
So anyway, let's segue back to Jack Irons because I see that he got kind of like this chariot thing going on in this first image with these kind of cyber horses.
So is the motorcycle out of gas, but the battery's still charged, and he uses the robot horses as a carriage. This is cool.
So the third line on those 3 lines. So all things are endless. Tenacity will get you through anything, and ain't no harm in having a healthy sense of the dramatic. That is an example of number 3. That is totally pointless. It looks cool. It allows him to keep those wild AI on a bit of a literal leash, but has nothing to do with really pulling the bike. I'm assuming it could if he needed to, but it's more, again, it's flavor. It makes him happy. So
issue number 5 scene happening.
Yeah. The first thing that came to mind for me was that old Henry Ford quote. I think like when people started imagining what the next evolution of like transportation would be, everyone just thought it would be like another horse, a version of some sort of horse and carriage. But you know, you obviously can't see the next evolution. Anyway, that's what I thought. I thought like if we never got Henry Ford, this is what what things would look like. Some super mech horses. So that's pretty cool.
If you're interested in the origin, it is in issue number 3. But real quick, it was basically all life got killed off, and so Jack, in memorial, made a lot of immortal animals and just set them free across the wasteland. And those are 2 he kept close to him.
Cool.
Wow, I dig that. Metal Movies and Brewskis, which I don't have a brewski. I thought I was trying to find a beer, but he says Jack Irons loves phenomenal. Looks phenomenally, probably.
He also loves Phenomenon. That's interesting.
Oh, yeah. Loves Phenomenon. John Travolta.
There you go. Brain tumor movie. That's where we need to go.
Sorry, guys.
Wow. Okay.
Hey-o.
Yeah. Hey.
I don't know.
What's up?
Sometimes I haven't done that since the very beginning of streaming. But what can you do? It's a magical thing. So with Jack Irons, do we have a good trailer here to play? I didn't actually.
We do better. There was quite a few that. So my first one was very off the cuff, more personal. It was me delivering it to a much worse camera angle. Of course, I didn't have this set up and such. So I went ahead and replaced it. We got a different set of software and a few other things. So yeah, I think you folks will enjoy this. I think you will.
Ready.
Yeah. So we're gonna full screen it. NCM saying boomer. Now that's more like it, dude. That's an appropriate comment coming from you. Let's watch this.
Awesome.
There you go. There you go.
It's very cool. I was going to say that almost the same thing. Yeah, the motion comic thing. We don't have enough of that.
Hmm.
Though I think we have our priorities straight, which is like let's just make the books, and then if we have time to do the motion part, let's do it. But yeah, definitely a cool trailer. I call that like to me that's like a jam style trailer where like I'm just
Yeah.
chilling with it and enjoying what I see. Um, so great stuff. And Coleman agrees. Wow, great tune. I was waiting for Johnny Cash to start
Hmm.
singing. But
Hmm.
he's true. It's like you're just waiting
Yeah.
for like like the main guy to come in. So what's up with the animation? Did you have the somebody do it for you guys or?
So I
Um,
was, this has been something I've wanted to do forever, right? Trying to upgrade the marketing, forever trying to get awareness over these last few years. It's been tough. And again, we've been scraping by to get these done at a price that, works for artists, feeds our artists, keeps them going for quite some time. So I thought, I approached it from the primal version of, movement attracts eyes a little bit better. So,
mhm.
I went looking for an animation, some kind of animation, seeing what prices were and such. And a wonderful person who was already part of the community kind of pitched, and we worked out a great price for these, and we've been cracking out
Nice.
about 2 a month for the last I don't know, 5 months or so. And so this
Wow.
is a culmination of getting those together and putting them in one kind of trailer for this. And I
Hmm.
definitely think it comes together better than my first trailer. I'd cringe every time I watched that launch trailer, but it was something was there. Now this is a little bit better. We also have a trailer 3 up on our YouTube channel, Everest Comics, if folks are interested, check out trailer
Oh,
3.
good idea. If you have a
Nice.
second, you got your computer, maybe can you link your YouTube in the private chat and we'll put it up.
Yep. Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
Unless
Yep.
sure.
somebody,
We'll
unless there's a
stick it in.
magical mod out there already on
Oh
it. But
yeah, if somebody's
yeah,
faster than me, please outdraw me, if you will.
yeah, outdraw. I like it. So I dig what I read on issue one. I didn't get to read issue two or three because life. But
Yep.
that's how it goes. It's intriguing enough to read the next issue. So I'm just kind of like making a mental jump to how cool issue four can possibly be after looking at the campaign. Jeremy, what do you think about the art and stuff?
Incredible!
Ooh, I love it. I
I
love it.
dig it. That's
It's
it.
awesome. It's awesome. Like
Nice.
Coleman said it too. I mean, it's just straight amazing. I
Mm.
love the visuals, and that's about all I can say. I mean, there's not like usually I have a whole spiel of breaking it down, style wise, simulated, like things I like that my brain attaches to when I see similar stuff or feels. But I mean, the closest that I got to this is Full Throttle from LucasArts. But like,
Yeah, that's a good
you
call.
know, so
That's a good
like
one.
like
Yeah.
that, yeah. So this is awesome.
I have fond
So
memories as
that with
well.
Red Dead Redemption, and that I bet that's kind
Oh,
of loosely there,
Mhm.
yes,
very loose.
indeed.
But yeah,
Yeah, there's a
that's what I
few
got.
different things that come to mind because like the first issue I come back to and it's just like this. A lot of it's just a story being told at a bar, and I feel like that is like a
Hmm.
reminiscent of many stories. Which a story is really just a retelling of something, so it's really something we connect to pretty easy because we're always. I think everyone has that experience either over a meal or over a beer.
Hmm.
Um, or something, but yeah, hearing some funny stories, maybe
That
in the
was part of the
campfire.
bit. So the first
Yeah.
3 issues are using that framing device. It's kind of there's a little bit of Americana to it, and I also wanted folks to
Mm.
kind of feel out like maybe this guy's just bullshitting, right? There's
Mm.
no conversation going on. Maybe he's just some guy who just wants to talk at a bar, right? And by the end of issue 3, like his bluff is called, and you can kind of see what he's done and who he is, what the world is around him, and hopefully with issue number 4, you're ready to start on his journey with him, and that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's a
Dude,
good logo too.
I think it's a cool framing device for just stories because I think, like you
Hmm.
said, it's natural. Noah's another neg here from Noah. We need to get a Noah counter on this one. But look, we try our best. Noah, come on. We're doing our best with getting out our
He's
books.
in issue 4, dude. Like we're
Well, not
getting
only
there.
that, not only that, he's got a separate team. Me and Jeremy are triple threats over here, bro. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, no, I cannot underestimate those triple threats. It is insane making comics, right? On my end, what I have to do is enough. It's crazy enough, let alone working, with all these folks, project managing and such. But when you got to do that for yourself in multiple roles, my God, all my respect.
But this is what it looks like when Joe's company gets a little larger and producing more Star Circuit, stuff. This is what it looks like when companies grow a little bit. No, I mean,
potentially, I don't know. Who knows what Star Circuit grows into, or BECKONED, or whatever else. He also mentioned if I had a link, he would link it if he had a wrench. Well, maybe if you said, "Please, bro, we'll give you a wrench." Okay, so. Steven La Vega says it wasn't a lie, it was just bullshit. So yeah, I feel like you can get bullshitted in a bar a lot, and so that's a funny thing that you thought that maybe throughout the first 3 issues he is bullshitting. So what can we expect out of 4? What is the maybe the hook for book 4?
It just gets wilder, and then book 4 he's totally tanked, so it's just getting crazy.
Right? No, we've stepped into the journey. He's started his hero's journey. His call has been beckoned. In issue 3, an old fellow immortal showed back up, kind of probed him, tested him, and then left him with something kind of cryptic. Jack, in the first 3 issues, had kind of separated himself from the world due to the burden of watching everything die and decay, and maybe his sorrow with mankind, letting those things happen, letting these 4 horsemen, these 4 evils, take over their planet and turn it into corners of hell. And so in this case, this guy brought back, he's like, you need to go back in his own way. If you read the issues, it's definitely told a little bit different how he does it. Jack and Tracker don't, it's not a friendly hello, but it gets him off his ass and gets him to go look. And so in issue 4, he's going to go look what's transpired after he kind of let things go for a while. And so we're going to be traveling through 4 layers of corporate hell. We're traveling into the Famine Inc. territory. The 4 horsemen are these Lovecraftian monstrosities that manifest on a planet when the sentient species on that planet does enough of whatever their namesake is. Then these creatures rip their way into reality and then seek to perpetuate themselves. And so in this case, on Earth, one of the rare cases that all 4 kind of hit a balance. Where most planets, it's one takes it over and then joins its greater self, trying to perpetuate itself through the galaxy. So in this case, he's going into Famine Inc. to see what Tracker wanted him to go do. And we're going through those 4 layers. You see the first of those 4 in the preview pages, the old man. Get the old man, the sick man, the dead man, and then the shaman. It's based on an old story, an old Buddhist story of how the Buddha Siddhartha became aware of the greater world outside of the palace, and there's a little bit of Dante's Inferno as well as you travel through layers of hell and experience those. It's kind of a thought piece, adventure, bit of humor, a bit of social commentary, and hopefully a whole lot of fun and some just incredible artistry.
Yeah, you already get immediately 2 of those things, but I guarantee that you're probably going to have a fun time with the story. And I think from what you just said, it intrigues you to get to the 4th issue. I'm looking forward to backing. I have a backlog of backing to do, and so one weekend when I maybe get my tax return back very soon, I'll be like, all these in the bag. Speaking of tax returns, guys, you can write off, if as long as you're creating books, you can write off these comics. By the way, good to know.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
Isn't that talk to Dojo?
Dude, you need to. But yeah, dude, it's taken me 8 hours. I've started my taxes a little bit ago, and it's taken me 8 hours. Crazy. So
TurboTax. No, I'm not just joking.
No, that's literally what I'm using. It's still taking 8 hours. So how about we talk about the inspirations for Jack? Maybe you had like a hero in some other storytelling that you really wanted to emulate or something?
There's quite a bit of that. Yeah, there's quite a bit of that. So there's a little bit of so Samurai Jack, massive influence on me and on my work. In fact, the namesake Jack, besides again trying to hit Americana and Western folklore, trying to have that weight of Jack on there. Samurai Jack's a big bit. It's another hero who travels to fight a giant, almost again Lovecraftian villain that has taken over the world, and it's a hero that is of many cultures, was trained by many cultures, exists in many cultures, and that's Jack's reincarnated history. You know, he's been all kinds of mankind, and so it's a lot of that. But it's I mean a lot of Man with No Name, a lot of Mad Max, a lot of a little bit of what would I say? I'd say those will probably do for now. There's so much, right? It's when you're creating, if you're doing it kind of how you want, and you always find little bits to sneak in there from different things you love and enjoy and want to homage and just loved how it was handled or have a different take on how things were handled. And certainly with all the genres I hit, that allows me to do that. So there's a whole bunch of different influences, but those are primary ones. Those are primary ones.
My favorite part about this character design is his jeans are high and tight.
You're loving it. I dig a lot of what's going on. You know, I feel like this character would look totally different with another artist, and I think like there's such an interpretation of what he looks like through the design and just the stylization of it. That I feel like even if you gave me the same description, it would look totally different, and probably awesome. Journey as well. But yeah, what did it look like? The early designs, did it look something similar to this, or what?
So I drew him first myself. He had more of a what would have been a flexible metal, almost what do they call that? Steel grating almost look, maybe bolts of metal kind of duster. And that was just terribly impractical to draw panel to panel. It was just crazy impractical. So when I was working with Maxie, like he would kind of flesh out the design how he felt would not only work best to speak to the character, but to allow ease of drawing. And so he's kind of grown even between issue 1 and 2. There is a design change. He got wider shoulders. He got taller. His cape became more ragged. He got a little bit maybe a friendlier smile. The eyes disappeared under the hat. There was a lot of little things that he's done over the years to really give him more of an iconic look that's just been incredible to watch. And if folks are interested and they do want to see other artists' interpretations, you can go to ironversecomics.com and click on fan art. We have like 200 pieces of fan art if folks are kind of curious how other people interpret it.
That's a brilliant.
Is that down? Is that down on the website? It's on this page down at the bottom of the page. Your website
campaign.
I don't think it's on. Did I link Ironverse Comics on that? I believe I did, actually. I do believe I linked the website to the bottom or somewhere in there. There's like a contact how you can help, because it's also where you can read issue number 1 for free off of the website as well if folks want to check that out.
Isn't that here or up at top? It's up at top.
It would be somewhere in between. Let me see. It's in between a couple things where it's like where you can help. It's the call to action before I start talking about.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But it's there. It's linked there.
Cool. I'm really cool about, like, I don't know. To me, the design goes a long way. You know, obviously, what we like about certain characters is literally just how iconic it is, and so it's cool to see the iteration over the first and second book. I'll probably be looking forward to that. But yeah, what makes something, I forget who said it, but you need a good mix of realism and significance. So, points of interest on the design meeting like particular like realism. Like you don't need realism across the whole thing, but certain things it needs to be relatable as far as like, material and proportion and that sort of thing. Anyway, I'm really cool since when? Yeah, I was going somewhere with it and then I lost my thought. But I always get it back. It's not so easy drinking wine and doing a stream, Noah. Come on.
It's not.
Dude, you try to have a couple glasses, bro.
I've done many a tequila stream.
There you go.
Hard to keep you cool. Hard to keep you cool.
I'm usually on a vino every Art Bros, guys. You gotta think about that every time you come on. and see me stumble. So do we have the website or no? Did it not work, Jerem?
That was a IGG link. So
okay.
if I wanted
it's
to copy
okay.
the
We
link
can.
and send it.
It's just ironversecomics.com.
Gotcha.
Cool.
Iron. What?
It's a cool site too.
Verse,
Ironverse.
VERSE.
Oh yeah, comics.com.
So yeah, I'm glad.
I don't know where this is sending.
Did you type it wrong, bro?
Yes.
I'll pull it off real quick, and then we can talk while you get it. So what I'm gonna do is, I should have a banner that says Jeremy flubs this.
All right, it's up now.
All right.
Boomers. I'm gonna say it for Noah.
Nice. You are getting close, dude. What are you, like 37? What are you?
I'm 35, Joe.
Okay. I guess you're in your 30s too, or you or around there, Cody?
I hit 30 this year.
There
this
you go.
year.
I got it.
Yes,
I was on a little off.
Yes,
But
indeed.
you do look a little younger than us for sure. But
Oh, there's
I'll
music.
take it. That's totally fine, but I know it might be a little loud. It's also from Laguna Munta. He's literally my oldest friend. I've known him since diapers, so it's no worries. He does these tracks for us out of love and also mutual promotion. So please, again, check out Laguna Munta, indie rock and roll, if that's your bag. Wonderful talent out of northern New Mexico. Support independent artistry, please.
Sweet. So here, this is where you can read the free preview of issue 1, and we can go click the fan art, Jerem, and let's just see what variations we have.
That's up at the top there. I think it just says fan art. If I have
the
that.
minute you
correct.
brought it up, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of interested now into seeing like just what people would, their iterations would come up to, and if you can zoom in, that would be cool, Jerem. Like I'm being very bossy.
Sorry. Now I'm trying to make sure we do get the sound just at a level that we can all talk.
Yeah, it's not ear piercing.
Right. The silhouette for the design of the character is real important too. So
Really
check this
strong.
out. Metal Movies and Brewskis. I just did a posing tutorial for howtodrawcomics.net. It should be up soon. But yeah, that silhouette is in there. I actually have 6 or 7 goals you should be aiming for when you do like a character pose and this sort of thing. But yeah, design-wise, definitely.
Nice.
Very cool. Is there anything you can point out on the design that like is like Easter eggy specific? Not Easter eggs, but more like specifics that there's no way I would know, but like it's cool that you thought of it or something.
Well, there's a lot of things that go into it, and you were talking about maybe a little bit about like what makes it iconic. So of course we went with the kind of the Marlboro Man kind of cowboy look with the red scarf and the classic hat, right? That's all you really need. But then we went with biker gloves, and we went with so the metal armor is kind of important because it implies this little bit of chivalry, this little bit of knighthood, right? But it's this old, rusted, apocalyptic armor. It's been through hell. Maybe he's no longer the shining knight he once was. Little things like that, the boots, the little bit of detail on his belt, a little bit of gold here and there. So there's some pride taken, but it's gone to waste. It's old. It's ragged, it's worn, and I think that's a very important to his character. I think that expresses a lot about him just by looking at him, and it reinforces the storytelling and what we're trying to say with the character.
So the steel arms comes from, or is it just armor, or is it like bionic-ish?
So it is just armor. It's a very important material in Ironverse called Cactus. It's Cactus with a K. Starships are built out of it, all kinds of different things. It's super flexible, can be injected into different materials to give them properties of steel, but flexibility. And so that's what he's wearing around his arms. It makes him look kind of cybernetic, but it is 100% just armor, which he doesn't need, honestly. You can fill him full of holes and the guy's not going down. So it's more of a statement. It's more of a statement than anything else.
Yeah, he looks like he could probably bench quite a bit. But yeah, very cool to see everyone's iterations here, and just having this kind of fandom is really cool because I'm looking forward to like seeing more fan art of my book, but seeing how it's like developing in yours, it's like, it's honorable. It's like cool to see all this stuff. So
Oh, I mean, Jack Irons and Ironverse Comics. Before it was Ironverse Comics, it's just Jack Irons. We 100% were built on. This is a collaborative effort, not just between myself and the team, but we only exist because wonderful people like yourselves, like Chat, and all our amazing backers and previous backers have allowed us to continue to create this thing that means a lot to myself, and hopefully it can mean quite a bit to other people. Again, it was an important process for me. What it talks about is important to me and the team, honestly, and it's something we can only share if the world helps us share it.
Yeah.
Good Lord, what a library. This is good.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you have an ongoing story that was good, this is what happens. So definitely get out there, guys, and back this thing if you've not. I think it's a no-brainer.
That was colored by Frank Martin Jr., the Marvel colorist. He found one of the panels and just like wanted to color it and share it with us during our issue 3 campaign, and that was really cool. I mean, he's currently does a lot of Donny Cates books, and he works with AWA on Michael Deodato stuff and a lot of stuff. Really cool cat out of Brazil.
The head turns and the smoke trails.
His painterly style is great. He worked on East to West as well, which was kind of a neat bridge.
I do like East to West. But you're right, it is almost like a bridge. Steven says, who would you have play or voice him in a movie?
I've been asked this many times. Kind of like Josh Brolin for his take on Jonah Hex, right? That works good. Batman animated series voice for Jonah Hex would have worked as well. But honestly, I bet it's somebody I don't know. It's got to have just the right amount of gruff. For some people bring up Sam Elliott, and that wouldn't be a bad choice either. But it's got to have a certain amount of youth to it and a certain amount of gravitas and weight to that youth, because I mean, he hit a plateau and he's very old, but he wouldn't be biologically very old. And so it would be a hard bridge to walk, but I bet there's somebody out there who could do it. But those are the names that have come up, but I'm sure there's much better ones out there.
Oh yeah. So Sherry's here. What's up? Howdy ho. She's
howdy indeed.
Howdy indeed. Yeah, she must be watching South Park.
You need to make some clay pipes like that once this thing gets real big. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's got a bullet in that one from that scene, and that's what caused the smoke trail. That's how Tracker introduced himself again.
Cool.
The whole smoke trail. It's awesome.
Yeah. It is very cool, man. I dig it. And these preview pages, obviously, the use of the use of just blacks and whites and all in one here. It's nuts.
Maxi works about 98% traditionally, so that's all ink on page, which is nice, and you can feel that in a lot of cases. There's that little bit of, you can tell where he did, right? Like those horses are duplicated. He does that a lot with Mike and Lucy, the horses, which makes sense, and they're supposed to be twins anyway, so I'm totally cool with it. But it's those little things that he does, so it's like 98% traditional. So he has those original pages, and we were able to sell them pretty quick this go, which was real nice. It's how you keep an artist around if you can get him those extra bonuses.
Yeah, dude. Oh, Coleman's thinking of
that was another one.
Is that who he's thinking?
Yep. Yeah, that was another one that's been brought up. Scott Eastwood. Yep.
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, the artwork, dude. I appreciate traditional stuff because I'm trying to do it that way, and like every time the deadlines are being pushed back or things are just like being slower, I always like, man, should I do this digitally? Should I quit what I'm trying to like achieve here? And it's a temptation. I feel like it's the temptation that is always there for me. But yeah, this is really great, and seeing stuff like this gives me more reason to keep going.
Yeah, it gives his style, of course, has those edges to it, but then when you're working with a medium that has a little bit of its own personality, you're working with ink, it's going to move, how you guide it, sure, but there's a little bit of chaos to it, and I think that can bleed into the page, which is exactly what we need.
Have a wonderful day.
Yeah, the chaos is controlled, but it's also just looks like it looks just enough where you're like, oh man, this this could have went off the rails. You know, you're just kind of worried for the artist, like maybe he was, you know, just a little bit, you know, out of his mind doing this. That's
Well,
what I
we're
come
all a
to-
little out of our minds in comics. I mean, that's just how
For
it goes.
sure,
It's just
for
a degree
sure.
you can control that insanity that makes these wonderful things happen.
And I say that with complete, you know, I'm saying it as a compliment because
This
it
is
takes,
awesome. I
like the
love
best
it.
artists are kind of out of your mind. They're kind of like obsessive about doing it a certain way.
I
And,
love this freestyle. Like this is just, it's clear but wild. The textures are so great.
Yeah, dude, it's reminiscent of. I'm trying to think of the few artists that it really reminisces for.
He's influenced by James Herron, and a lot of people compare him to Daniel Warren Johnson.
Yeah.
And he's got a little bit of Frank Miller too. You'll see when like the horse panel on that double page spread, he'll do that. We had a Spartan inspired scene in issue #1 that has a lot of Frank Miller in it, which was great. You have a little bit of 300 in there. There's a little bit of that, but he's got I mean, he still is able to make it uniquely his own. But you can see the influences for sure.
I see a little bit of Magnolia in there for some reason, just with the characters. There's a little some simplistic shapes that just come in and help out.
I love the thick swashes of black. Like they're just accents right in the perfect spots. It sets up so much. So
this comes from experience. Good stuff is here. Hail and bow. What's up? And so this book is probably. I was thinking how many pages it was because I'm trying to like give you a guess on like how long it took to make. 32.
32 story pages, not counting bonus stories that we're putting in there, and 48 when it's printed in the floppy format.
Hell yeah! So, what's the turnaround time? What do you think? Like as far as like just the artist making the pages, how fast does the pages get turned back to you? Do you think?
Depends on like if he can focus on it purely or if he's got a few things he's juggling at the time. But if you can focus on it purely, he did that double page spread in a day. So it really depends what he's doing, how focused he is, how many hours he wants to sit at that drawing table, and how dedicated he is that day. Honestly, if we could lock him down and I had that perpetual funding, we could probably knock out an issue every 2 months. That would be the goal. But at the moment, no, we get about one out a year, as you were saying before. About.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that in the indie space. And personally, preferably, we like it a little bit maybe quicker when you're a fan. You're like waiting for the next thing to come out. But at the same time, like I think the quality is just better when it's slower coming out.
Oh, yes.
I think the industry kind of got ahead of itself and took the lowest common denominator of how fast to put them out. You're like, oh, we need to get them out because people need to see it. Well, it's not how it works in all industries. Usually for like gaming, and different things like that, it comes out when it comes out. And if you wait a little bit, you get a better quality product, and that's just how it goes. So I think comics should follow suit a little bit, which is cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Yeah, that's Jack and Tracker laughing their asses off trying to figure out if they can die. Answer is no, sir, they cannot.
Hilarious.
Bet this won't do it.
That's funny.
Oh, so let's get to business. Let's get to the brass tacks.
No, I hate pie charts, dude.
Some people love them. Some people like knowing where the funding's going. Some people don't care. No matter what, the funding's going to the team and making the comic happen. We have never not delivered an issue. We do it as quick as we can, keep the updates going,
I wouldn't care if the pie chart just said you and then it's the whole circle. Because like you made it, you deserve every amount of money. If you made it for free, then you get all the profits. That's how it works. You know what I mean? If there's a overhead, if there's anything you can do to make it sell better or market or, give bonuses to your team, go for it. But it's not on us, like whatever. No, if you can get it printed for nothing, get it printed for nothing and take the money,
Well,
as long as the quality's there. That's all we care about.
just shoring up. Not many indie projects ask for what we're asking for either. So sometimes it's helpful.
It's a good point. You're like, well, wonder why does he need that much? To me, I'm just of the headspace. Maybe I'm not in the crowdfunding scene that much, as much as maybe others. But to me, I'm like, whatever. Even if you're asking for 30,000, it just means that the quality is needing to be there, or that you're, you spent so much time and energy and whatever else trying to make it that it needs to be,
asking for what you need. Yeah, absolutely.
Compensated. Yeah, compensation. That's it. So this looks great, guys. Let's go to the top perk and go through a couple perks. We can't go through all of them, but let's go through your favorites.
Look at these. Guys, just check out the link. It's in the description.
Please do.
Look through all of it. So, featured perk.
Yes, sir.
$20,
5 shipping US. You get the 48-page floppy of issue number 4. You get the digital. You get that sticker, and you get one of the 3 pinups. There's an add-on to get all 3 pinups if you don't want a random pinup. That's how we've done it since the beginning. Get that extra little attention and get that little bit of random and maybe continuous support out of it. We love working with the indie community. We always have sourced our pinups from the indie community, and we're always grateful to do so. And your support in paying for those extra pinups is very much appreciated.
Yeah, I'm sure. Definitely on both sides of the coin there for us. We're looking forward to them.
$4 digital, just an entryway. Yep, exactly. Just gets us that, and you're in. You get any extras we want to deliver, which has been music tracks, concept art, bonus stories. In fact, we have 2 bonus comics that are coming in. One is a 5-page short, and one is a 16-page ash can. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck digitally for that $4, and not much to lose there if you're interested. That's if you want to hop into issue number 1 and you don't know exactly what you want to do, but you want to support us. Those books are already made. That turnaround time on those issue number 1s are going to be as soon as we have the funds. So if you want the easiest entryway, that variant that's remnants of our previous campaign. We will never reprint those variants. So if you're a collector, it's your last chance to get a hold of those as well.
Get it.
Wow.
Get it.
Yeah, definitely take them up on that, guys. Like, you can tell this book is going to be, you're going to be eating the dust if you don't jump on too soon. $10.
That's the cheapest you can get a book right now, like off of these campaigns that I've seen. Even though it's the older one, like you said, like it's the last printing of these issues. So if you're going to collect this, go for it. That's a good one.
Yes, indeed.
Is it an add-on? Can you add it on?
No, but there's a bundle for all 4 issues that does include those. This is the fella in person if you're interested. It's nice.
Ooh. An Iron Giant
digital bundle.
Digital bundle, all 4 issues and any extras we want to give you.
Sweet.
Delivered as soon as number 4 is ready. That's the issue 1 through 4 bundle. That's all the stuff. If you want it, of course, you'll get your random pinup and your sticker as well, and you can get the add-ons for the extra pinups. You can get. We still have. You can get that Jackie Irons dime novel cover as a full-on movie poster pinup as well if you'd like. So the full 24x36. I have one myself and I love it. So if you're interested in that kind of stuff, check out our add-ons. There's a lot of neat stuff there.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a story behind these misprints from our last printing. I'll try and keep it short. We ended up with 1,500. We printed 500 of each book last campaign. We got them in. I spent a long time with this printer. Wonderful person I was working with at the printer. It would have been a nightmare without this person. Anyway, we got those in. I checked out my proofs. And they looked okay to me. They looked fine. They were totally good. And then I was like, you know what? I should compare them to previous printings. And when I did that, I noticed there was what's been called by our fan base, and I guess I said it once, was pixel jiggliness. So it was the digital printing had a little bit of wavy to the blacks. And so it's noticeable on the lettering, but it is 100% readable. These are reader copies. That misprint bundle is 5 of each issue as well. So if you want to give them away, do whatever you want. These were free books for us. We ended up being able to keep them due to again contacting this printer and going through all these things. So then we also got the crowdfunded books that we needed, which are what you're getting if you're getting any of the other tiers. Also, you can add on those misprint copies if you'd like. If you just get number 4, then you can get all of them. Yeah, if you just get number 4 from the top, you go to the add-ons and you can add on 1 through 3 misprint for $9. So if you want a real cheap bundle just for reading and you're maybe even collecting, if you're interested in the misprint collector kind of thing, that's a great way to do it. And they're all profit for us, so it's the best thing. And you're unloading inventory that's kind of just sitting there for us. So you're helping us out in so many ways.
It's 2 birds in 1 stone for sure.
Exactly. So that's issue 4. You get all the good stuff, and then you get this. I believe it is a 4-inch wooden standee of that Boogie Bot pinup. So if you're interested in those standees, that's where we're doing it. I don't see many people doing the wooden ones. I want to do a wooden one to kind of give it a different flavor than the acrylic.
Nice. Yeah.
There we go.
That's the last big ticket item. I did these last campaign a bit cheaper, so I raised it this time. Last time I'm going to do this. I hand paint these on stream. It's about 7 hours per figure. Yeah. I ship it out with a certificate of authenticity, and you get all the good stuff with it as well. And it's a great way to support us. And if there's specific requests, whatever, it's a wonderful way to help us on out. If you're a big investor like the fella who already snagged one of those day one, I was very impressed because I put it at that high price thinking, well, I'll do it for that. It was a hell of an effort. I'll do it for that. And I didn't expect anybody to actually snag it. So even just the one was great. But if somebody's interested, we'll take it. I'm happy to do them.
You guys will see that again someday.
Yes, indeed. They are a 4-inch resin figure. And then, of course, we sold out all the original art. There's going to be one more piece of original art. The book is in production right now. So soon, the last thing we do is the cover. I'm hoping to sell the original of the cover before the end of the campaign. So keep an eye out for that. But that's going to be at a premium, of course.
That'd be awesome, man. I like it. I think it'll be a nice closer. That'll be a really cool closer to get the cover sold and rolling. Dude, there's so many options here, guys. So, like, if you don't have a lot to spend, you can still probably get caught up with all the misprint ones. But if you just need to get, a few select things, there's add-ons. So, jump on this.
Yeah, and if you just want to dive in and see what we're doing, because it's kind of hard to understand what we're doing without reading it. Again, ironversecomics.com. You can read issue number 1 for free. That's how we got any footing to begin with. So I'm always happy folks are checking it out.
Heck yeah. So I'm gonna switch gears real quick because we're running out of time. But Jeremy, put that if you would please put the link for the Ironverse Comics in the chat while I pull up this other screen.
Wordy Dairy Christmas turd.
In the meantime, I just want to bring up a couple things, keep the housekeeping going. I mentioned it before, but I got Star Circuit still in demand, very, very close to 20K, and very, very close to being pulled down. I've got like 8 copies left of the main cover, which really is crazy to me that we sold out pretty much of this. But this is the last time you're ever going to be able to get it. Every time we print it again will be this kind of, not generic, but this cool black cover that won't have characters and stuff on it. But this will be the last chance to get this. Also, Shadowhawk Backs got a bike last week, or probably shipped this week. Got to him, but it's really, really cheap. Like Cody has done, next time around, this thing will probably be triple the price. This is pretty much bare bones. I wanted you guys to get them. I just was so excited for you guys to get something physical there that I reduced the cost to pretty much, if something breaks, we eat it all. So there is no buffer zone. So definitely get one while you can. This cheap. It's the first edition. Now, but that's it for Star Circuit. If you have not backed it or just want to spread the word, please do that. It'd be great to hit 20K and you close the campaign with a bang. You know what I mean? So I have Beckoned as well while we're here, Jeremy. I don't know if you want to talk about Beckoned while we're here.
Well, guys, Beckoned's in sign up right now. It's taken me a lot longer to make than what we expected, but it's happening. You guys can watch me do it every Friday at Zaid Studios on YouTube. Beckon Recourse is a dark fantasy igniting the major conflict of the Beckon series and lore. If you're not familiar, we have a game prototype on Steam, a JRPG original that I animated Dwight, my older brother, program. You can check it out. But this book is in the vein of Dark Crystal, never-ending story, The Labyrinth, but a Jiri father is raising his family in the kingdom of Tulabania, Tree Kingdom, and then we're going to watch it all, the heart of its hope, kind of get destroyed in this first issue of 3 for this first story arc, and then we got a whole larger story arc, so I'll be busy. So let's start this off with a bang. That's all I got, Joe.
Gorgeous.
Thank you. Joe's muted, as he should be.
Who are you, like Noah's father? What are you? So go sign up for Beckon Recourse. It is in the description. So is, by the way, Jack Irons and Star Circuit. They're all in the description. Whatever is tickling your fancy tonight, go check it out. I also brought up Mavericks because I never really brought up Mavericks, and Noah
you
brought it to mind. Being here and being so active in the chat, go check out Noah's book. It's his second issue, and he's putting a lot of time into improving upon the first one. And dude, he's the most, we'll say he's the most enthusiastic young creator that I've ever seen. So go check it out. Looks like he did pretty well on the second one. So definitely give it a try if you like this kind of Spawn superhero dark adventure. That's what I would call it.
Yep. And
let's go back to Jack Irons. I'm gonna refresh here and see what we get. See if we grabbed anybody just yet. So far, nobody, but I'm sure we will get the gleam. Like even if it's just me, because I will be backing.
This book's gonna be worth it. Like if you haven't backed it, get it. It'll be
not only that.
It'll be in your rack, in your spinner rack.
There's no way for me to not like pass it up, especially knowing even if I don't have the money, I could go misprints and make it a little cheaper on me.
Yes.
But either way, I read the first one. I'm definitely going to be wanting to read the rest. I won't pass that up. So,
well, thank you.
And yes, Stephen De La Vega, that was Noah's new book that you can go get. He's in demand now, right?
Oh, it's that? No, yeah.
It's that? No, yeah. That.
So yeah, share it out. Let people know about Jack Irons because it's definitely worth spreading the news. And also, while we're here, actually, I was going to bring up the Ultimate Art Guide, but I think we're a little bit past time anyway. We'll bring it up next time. For now, this has been Art Bros. We do this. What is this? Another bot? Get out of here, bot.
Yeah, no.
So, Art Bros, we like to talk a little bit more about art than your usual, I'd say, promotion stream. But we do this every week, and thanks for joining us. Cody, where can we find you out in the interwebs if we want to talk?
So, all the links are up at the contact section of ironversecomics.com. Most people find me through Twitter at cowboy_steel or at ironversecomics. Either of those, you'll reach me. And on YouTube, Ironverse Comics, as our tagline is, when reality belongs to evil, heroes are inevitable. Thank you, folks, for being our heroes and helping us face Galactic Armageddon.
Heck yeah, guys. It's been great. Jeremy and I are both on Twitter. As well, you can probably actually our links are in the description. We don't have to call it out. Links are in the description if you want to come check it out. Say
like
hello.
And sub too, all that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, like and we noticed there's a 10% of you that watch but aren't subscribed. If you,
there's probably in our case, there's 99% of you that. All right, so check it out, guys. We really appreciate you subbing or just liking the video. It really helps us get out there a little bit. We appreciate it. We'll see you next week. I do also a stream on Sunday when we just mess around and draw. I might actually have a guest this week as well. So keep that in your mind space. We'll see you next time for Art Bros. Thanks for coming, Cody.
Oh, thank you folks so much for having me. And thank you, chat, for listening to me, John.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Peace out, Joe.